quickly, just before, So quickly before I do the backstory, there are just 3 quick warnings before I start. So the first warning is that there's any racists in, it's honestly best if you just leave at this point. The backstory is set in Asia, and that can be quite triggering if you are like a racist. And honestly, there's no judgment here. If you are racist, I kind of respect you in a way. It's hard. It's a hard road out there. You know what I mean? Hard time to be So if you have a problem with no judgment. All you have to do is you just get up and go, and no judgment here. And I don't want any of you to judge because, I say this right. Not obviously not just to stop people from going to the toilet. But I'm an Asian. I'm going to be doing Asian things. I'm going to be saying Asian things. I'm going to be doing some pretty crazy Asian accents. It's what Asians are for. And there's some pretty rocky stories about racism. I remember the earliest time I ever got racially abused. I remember. So I had this friend called Mark, right? And we were best friends, and we were in a band together. And we had a fight, right? And he raised his voice and I raised my voice, and things kind of got out of hand. And basically, he called me a chink, right? And I don't really like using that word, but I think it's important to use that word, and it's important to say it for you guys to hear that word, because what happened next is something that I'll never forget. Because back then, right, I was so young, I didn't really realise that was a racial slur. But I had heard of the expression chink in the chain. So I thought Mark was I thought Mark was implying that I wasn't a team player. So I said to him, I grabbed him and I said, "Listen, Mark, I'm going to try harder for you. I'm going to be pulling my weight a little bit more in this whole thing. Because I love you. I love you as a brother. And you love me as a brother, and that's what brothers are for. And I won't let this band go down the toilet like everything else in my life. I'm going to stick with this, Mark, and you're going to stick with me, and that's what we're going to do." And then I grabbed Mark, I kissed him on the cheek, and I whispered in his ear and said, "It's just me and you, brother." Then I walked out of the room. And he was so confused, he never spoke to me ever again. So, that's sometimes how it goes. That's how it goes. Second warning about the show is there's going to be a lot of dream sequences. Do you like a dream sequence, man? Oh. A dream sequence. It's sort of a bit in a film where there's a dream. You like that bit? Like Inception. I guess the whole movie is a dream sequence. In a way, yeah. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is almost nothing like Inception. But I think it's very difficult to write a good dream sequence when your dreams are as mundane as mine. I have 4 recurrent mundane dreams every single night. The first recurrent mundane dream I have is I'm on a double-decker chocolate bar. So what I do is I go to the 24-hour shop where I live, I buy a double-decker chocolate bar, I go back to my flat, I eat the chocolate bar, and then I wake up. So what I do is I go to the 24-hour shop where I live, I buy a double-decker chocolate bar, go back to my flat, I eat the chocolate bar, then I've lived my dream. The second recurring mundane dream I have is I win a lifetime trip to Japan with my best friends, but it's just fine. To be fair to me, it's where I'm originally from, and I find it very boring. The third recurring mundane dream I have is I'm approached by both Wallace and Gromit, who finger then kill me. Don't look at me like that. I've told you about this bit. I'm the one in the dream every single goddamn day. Don't look at me like that. Looking at me. That doesn't even sound boring or mundane. That sounds terrifying and an absolute nightmare. Yeah, but what you don't know is that dream is actually being filmed in stop motion, so the whole thing takes months. And the fourth dream is the most mundane of all. It's just this song. It just goes on and on like this. And the minutes turn into days, and the days into weeks, and the weeks into months, and the months into years. And the years then into decades. And then I see my children die. And I see my grandchildren, they die too. And then I see my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. They're being fucked by busted. That's a bit of a shame, to be honest. That's a low point in the dream. And all the time it's just this song playing like this, just on and on like this, just going on forever like that. And then I realise I'm sleeping through my alarm. It's like...